4, 3, 2.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Speedrun Ragnarok 2022. Yes, that's right, 2022. Benefiting Take This. I'm Rujasu, I'm here to host for this last run tonight, and it's going to be DreamTora, and she'll be bringing us Heartbreak. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
Hello everyone, me again, and this time I'm going to be bringing you one of the best games on the GBA, no bias there, Hamtaro Heartbreak. One of the many Hamtaro titles, and I am going to be going into a new game here to set up. In the meantime, my commentator can introduce himself as well.
Hi, my name is Suzukishi, and I've run this game a couple times before. It has been a little bit, so if I get all of my ham chat a little bit backwards, you'll just have to forgive me. I'll pick it up as we go along. But yes, this is not that's not hyperbole or irony or any kind of a joke. This is one of the better games on the Game Boy Advance. The entire Hamtaro series of video games is extremely underrated. In my personal opinion, and this is definitely one of the better ones in the series. I think my favorite might be Rainbow Rescue, but this is probably the one that I've played the most, just because I didn't find out about Rainbow Rescue until much later.
And so unfortunately, there's a letter limit, so I tried to spell Ragnarok, but I can't put an O in, so it's just going to be Ragnarok. Speed and my partner Ragnarok. So yeah, time will be starting as soon as I press Yippee here, and I will be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're gonna start off with an unskippable cutscene here, which introduces us to the villain of this game, Spat, and his thing is that he wants to ruin love for all hamsters, and our mission is going to be to stop that. And this is actually a dream that the main character is having, but we'll find out later on, spoilers, that the dream is actually like predicting the future. I know, these little animations are so cute. And so after that is done, I get to mash through text. So I'm going to be mashing through a lot of text throughout this run.
Yeah. And what we're going to learn in this opening cutscene here is everything we just talked about with Spat wanting to use his little pitchfork and love for everybody in the world. You'd think that'd be the A plot, but that's kind of the B plot. And yes, I know, it's a Hamtaro game. It's got an A plot and a B plot. The A plot, what we're actually really going to be working through in order to advance the story and progress, is fixing the Ham dictionary that we just got soaking wet in that water bucket there. You can see there, it's got, on the left-hand side, it's got the Ham language and the, since we're playing on the English card, the English, definition of that word, what it translates to. In the first game in this series, which is Hamtaro, oh gosh, the name just slipped out of my head as I started reading for it.
Ham-Hams Unite. Oops.
Hey, thank you, Ham-Hams Unite. Our goal there is to bring everybody back to the clubhouse for a big surprise that boss wants to show everybody. And in order to do that, we have to learn different words in the Ham dictionary in order to solve puzzles, I guess, is one way to work through it, but in order to properly progress dialogue in a way to convince people to come back and go where we need them to go. So if you have completed 100% completed your Ham dictionary in game 1, too bad, because all those pages just got soaking wet, and we're going to have to fill out the dictionary again, including our tutorial here. We're learning Q, which you use to roll into people, which is not at all a rude thing. You're just going to lovingly roll into their ankles. As well as we're going to learn how to diggy and say ham ha. We gotta go through some of the basics again before we can set out on our adventure.
And so, like, you saw me during the tutorial, I picked up the heart meter. That's kind of another thing in this game, is that you save relationships. And each time you save a relationship, you fill up the love meter.
And I think it's important also to note that Spat wants to end. It's not just romantic love; it's any kind of lovey-dovey or just friendly relationship that people might have, whether it's between siblings or between friends, or or including romantic love. He just wants to get rid. Other people are happy, and if he can't be happy, why can't other people be happy? I'm reminded of that Scrubs episode, and that I think that's really the goal here, for Spat.
And so I picked up my first non-tutorial word there, and that is hey who. Hey who's gonna be kind of an important word later on. But in the meanwhile, we're talking to Oxnard here, who's feeling a little blue because his girlfriend is mad at him.
Blue. The animations together is so cute too.
And I don't know why, but I feel inclined to step on this handkerchief. And this hamster is not happy about it. Learning another word, go-go, which means to ride something, which I guess makes sense, because go-go. Go-go gadget. What's interesting is you can step on like at least a few different items that hamster just leaves lying out, which you think if you didn't want someone stepping on your stuff, you would just leave it out on the ground. So we're going to be talking to our one named NPC here, and that is Arnie. Oops, used the wrong word. And Arnie's story is that he's looking for a training seat for his little brother. Because his little brother is, I guess, in the middle of potty training, so...
Yeah, that's one of the cycles we need to clear to get through this first stage and onto the next one.
So I learned Paka Paka there, and I used Paka Paka on this rope to free the boat.
There it goes. All the way off the screen.
So after that, I'm going to be doing a quick warp here to go re-enter the level. So I can go over here to talk to this hamster. Who's going to be like, hey, you see that boat over there? Wouldn't it be cool to ride that? And we're like, yeah, that would be really cool.
Sure would.
But there's no battery in it, so we're going to have to find a battery. And for those observant types, you probably saw something that resembled a battery in the other screen that I was just in. And you would be correct. But before that, suddenly there is a swan on the water.
Huh.
That oddly
That's
resembles
weird.
a child's training seat. And we get to see Seymour.
Floating around in it. Oh, it's there's a hamster under there.
And so this is Seymour. His what do you call it? Trait is that he wears a shell, and it somehow allows him to be able to swim. I'm going to be learning off-doff, which is going to be the word that we're going to need in order to get the battery that's over to the left.
Because it's not simple enough to just take it off the back. You have to do the elaborate little animation
exactly.
to do it. And much like Magical Girl Attacks, your animation there, it's all powered by saying the name off-doff out loud. Off-doff.
Yeah, so essentially we're like not only doing the actions, but we're actually calling out the name of the action. Oops, that is not the right word. So I put the battery in, and so I could finally use the boat and save
My
Bernard.
favorite sprite in the whole game. Look at the ears. Just look at the ears. Go. It's my favorite part of the whole game.
Yeah, the animation of the hamsters
So
driving the
good.
boat is so good. And so we saved Ragnarok. Ragnarok. And so we're together again. We gotta talk to Pepper, but before we do that, we need to go back and talk to these two hamsters here. Now, note here is that you could use either Taku or Heihu on them, and you'll have the same result, where one jumps on top of the other. Hamlift. Which hamlift is going to be another word that we're going to be using later. There's going to be a lot of words that I'll be learning in this particular run, but only a small handful of them I'll actually be using. So I'm going to go over and be driving all the way to the right. Enjoy this cute little sprites.
You look so intense. It's just the wind going through the ears. It's fantastic.
It's such a good animation. So we're gonna be doing Hamlift up to Pepper here, who is Oxnard's girlfriend. And she's gonna be like, I'm feeling depressed, will you listen to me? And like good friends, we say yes. And we'll listen to her. And we already listened to her, but we tell her that Oxnard is sad because of their little fight that they had. And I'll make her realize, oh, I better go and apologize. So we follow her back, and we watch them reunite as Oxnard gives her a giant sunflower.
Now we can gossipy again.
We can gossipy again.
Small talk.
So to note that sunflower seeds are our currency, so like Oxnard pretty much gave his girlfriend 1 cent or $1. I guess they go by dollars, I don't know. Oh, and look who showed up. So this is Spat, the same hamster we saw in our dream.
Spat. And off he goes.
And Spat's thing is that he likes to add fifth at the end of his sentences. Which I assume is equivalent to spitting a lot, which is why he's called Spat.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I never really thought about that before, but like thinking about his catchphrase, it makes total sense. And so we go back to the clubhouse after that encounter, and we tell Boss, oh, like we ran into the devil hamster, as he's called. And suddenly, Harmony shows up, and Harmony's like, hey, can I hang out with y'all? Oh, okay, thanks. And just goes upstairs to, lie in the bed. Don't worry about it.
No big deal.
And so we go back into Sunny Peak, and we start going up the stairs here, and we notice that that the pink hamster is missing.
That's terrible.
I know. So sad. So we're gonna be picking up some sunflower seeds here. Just so we can have a little extra money. Oh, and I just remembered something. I was supposed to...
Oh, yep, you need to go...
Yeah, I need to talk... I forgot I was supposed to talk to Arnie.
Yep, because we did complete... we did find the thing Arnie was looking for. Arnie was looking for...
Well, basically, like, we talked to him, and he was like, best of luck finding Bijou. And so now that we've found Bijou, we talked to him again, and he's like, could you keep an eye out for the training seat? Because Seymour actually has the training seat, and he's back at the clubhouse. And for some reason, when you go to see him, he has it on his head, so... And so you tell him, hey, someone is looking for that, and he goes, you could wear it on your head if you want, ha ha ha.
Yeah, we're at no point... I don't think at any point we explain it's not a hat.
Yeah, it's like we take it off of his show, and he goes like, hey, this thing is kind of strange, I'll hold on to it. And he doesn't even like put together that it's actually a child's training seat, despite it being that particular shape. Oops. I'm not there. Go back down. And so we talk to Arnie again, and he's like, hey, you want to give me the training seat? And you say yes. So you give him the training seat, he goes, okay, I'm gonna go back to my brother, so we go all the way up to the cave. The animation of them climbing up the vine is super cute too.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then we're gonna head back towards like the back half of Sunny Peak, actually. Because we're going to follow Arnie and his little brother back home. If I remember the story correctly, we're gonna follow them back home. But we're gonna get waylaid a little bit along the way. Because nothing's ever easy in the world of Hamtaro.
Nope, not at all.
But it's big adventures, and this is going to definitely be part of the big adventure we're going to be doing.
And so we learned sesame, which is one of the really clever ham chat words. And basically, we just use it to open the cave. Because the cave has a doorway, I guess, for reasons. So Bijou makes a comment there saying, like, it would be easy to get lost here. So you see her in that screen, and then in this next screen, suddenly, the little brother is with us instead of Bijou. And so the little brother's crying, meanwhile we're gonna be buying a banana from this sales ham.
I've forgotten what I'm gonna look it up because I always forget what the sales ham's name is.
Pretty sure the name is like ham salesman, sales ham. I forget what the actual name is.
Is it just seed seller? That's what Google is telling me.
And so
seed seller? Come on. Okay, seed seller.
That doesn't seem right.
And it doesn't seem right.
But anyway, we buy some bananas that are, good bananas. They're not at all spoiled. We didn't just give a monkey spoiled bananas, because that would not be good at all. So after the monkey eats the totally not spoiled bananas, we slip on the banana peel, and that somehow makes the little brother cheer up. And the little brother tells us, like, the way to get back to the house, and we just go left, down, oops, That's right.
Down, left, up, I think.
I think
Left,
it's
left.
I think it's left, down, left. Okay, left, up. Yeah, I had that. I went down an extra time, which I shouldn't have. So, but anyway, so we found Arnie's home in the cave, but Arnie's not here. Wonder where he is. Oh, there he is. And apparently Arnie ended up with Bijou. And, who knows what they were up to.
Not at all worried about little brother.
Yep. Totally not distracted by Bijou to be thinking about the little brother.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, so now we're back together and I punch Arnie because he's totally been hitting on Bijou the whole time, so... And we learned amigos, which means friends. And the little brother used levitate. It was not very effective. So now that that's all done, we're gonna be going up to the very tippy top of the peak.
Yeah, because there's still plenty more back here to do. There's actually a pretty... I think... I'm gonna go ahead and say this is the largest area. No, you know what? The haunted house is probably a larger area, but this is a pretty big area, especially for it being kind of the opening introduction area.
Yep.
Up here by the bridge, you want to be amigos with Spat. And Spat's like, no, I don't want to be amigos. Get away from me. Like, no, let's be amigos. And Spat's gonna back like, no, I told you no. And just, yep. Now we've got the Looney Tunes physics, and he doesn't fall till he realizes he's supposed to be falling. But that's how we're going to deal with Spat, is quite literally through the power of friendship.
Yeah.
Just unrequited friendship. But still the power of friendship.
So a little
He also
fun thing
gets
about
very
that screen
upset
here,
if you
where
move
he's
where-
flying off. If you try and move at all, he'll like take a moment to like yell at you, and it's kind of like time wasting to like move at all there because you'll get like an extra text box. So whenever you see Spat just flying off the screen there, I just usually stay still.
Liberty, forgot about that one too. It was so good.
Liberty, where you suddenly get a Statue of Liberty outfit.
I'm 99% sure it's the same sprite in the Japanese version as well.
Yeah. Yeah, if I recall correctly, I've been told that the Japanese version, the only difference is the text, really. Like, there aren't, like, very many differences in terms of sprites and, gameplay stuff.
Hey, do we have time for a couple donations here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, we got $10 from Autumn Wyvern saying, Ham ha! I'm so blissy to see one of my favorite games ever at this event. Good go and have a bestest run.
That was really good.
And we got $5 from Faizu saying, this is almost painfully cute. Just like everyone in chat and on staff and running in the marathon.
Aww.
Thank you so much for both of those.
Yes. That first donation was really cute with all the ham chats. So we're all done with Sunny Peak. We'll be heading back to the clubhouse where we're gonna trigger the cutscene where Seymour finds a love letter that was left for his girlfriend Barrett. And it came from supposedly a hamster from the next area. So we're being sent to investigate.
he's a little too upset to go and find out what
Yeah,
might be going on.
Yeah, he's not feeling so hot, so we're gonna be doing the investigation for him. And oh no, Spat's back. He-
Sorry.
He looks like he's totally not up to anything bad. So you see me hitting these random rocks in Sandy Bay. These are the... I'll explain those later, but first we gotta talk to one of my absolute favorite NPCs, the Wiggly Arm Ham.
Wiggly Arm Ham, yes.
And his story is that he and his partner are trying to learn how to swim. And he thinks the best way to learn how to swim is to wiggle his arms like spaghetti, so...
My guess is they've seen the humans tread water, so it's just that easy. You just like kind of move your arms in a funny way, and then you float, and it's great. But let's see what happens. Yeah, go, 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 go. Come back, stop. And not so much.
As it turns out, wiggling your arms is not a good way to learn how to swim, unfortunately. And we're gonna be digging into this pot, this pail, to get the...
That's not a regular blue ball. But we'll find out more about that marble later. Yeah, so we're gonna go through, I think these are called rhythm stones. They may not have a name, I may be making that up. But I'm gonna call them rhythm stones. And we need to hit these
that's a
rhythm
good name for them.
We're gonna hit them in a specific order. Now, since we've played this game before, we already know what the song is, so we're just going to hit them in the proper order rather than get the solution a little bit later. Oh, I forget what the surfing ham's name is.
Broski.
So I believe the love letter's apparently from Broski.
Yeah, it is from Broski, but we talked to him and he's like,
It wasn't
he's
me.
like, there's no, and he acts all confused, like he has no idea what's going on, and so it turns out it wasn't from him after all. And so these two random hamsters appear, and they're gushing about one of the soccer players that
Making
are
them all tingly.
They're all tingly for them. And we'll be seeing those soccer players a bit later, because we're going to be getting the pineapple.
We do that bit of the side quest, right? I'm trying to remember the whole route.
The hibiscus? No.
No, I mean where we bring them the letter.
Oh yeah, no, we don't do that.
Okay, so well, when they're on the screen, well, I'll talk about when they're on the screen because it's another one of my favorite little bits in the game. But it's something that only really works in a video game. There. Tingly.
So basically, we talked to this hamster who's like, "Yo, you want this pineapple? You have to impress me first." And so we use Tingly on them, and they give us the pineapple. Then we just randomly attack this guy, and he'll be like, "Hey, you have the means of a treasure hunter." And you learn Bizarru.
Bizarru.
We'll talk to the sad hamster here who says her husband forgot their wedding anniversary and just took off.
Oh no, that's terrible. There's so many little from a speedrun perspective, there's so many little conversations. We have to remember not just who to talk to, but which one of the dialogue options to pick. And you know, while the ham chats are all really cute, it also means you kind of gotta learn the ham chat because you're not like going there looking for a positive answer or a yes/no answer. You can never just mash A in most of these dialogue boxes. So you've really got to learn all of these dialogue trees. As simple as they may be, there's just a lot of them to add up and memorize over the course of the run. Because missing like any of these NPCs, you're not going to realize that until so many screens later that you're like, okay, so which one of the 15 prerequisite steps did I miss? Now I got to backtrack and figure it out. Then you can really be in trouble, and especially in a live setting where you can't just reset.
And so we completed the song. It's a really good jingle.
Yeah, I'm probably just hummed over it. I'm sorry.
You're good. And so Broski is randomly riding his surfboard on the sand, blocking the way. And what's funny is he realizes that and he goes, "Oh, I'm totally in your way, right?" And just like casually moves out of the way.
Sorry.
And so we find out that Spat was lying to Barrett all this time, and in turn lying to Seymour. And he just randomly leaves Barrett out in the ocean to fend for herself. While he has an airboat.
He just shoves her out, and it's like, alright, see you later. Just shoves her out and just takes off. That's the whole plot. That's the entire big idea.
I just love that he kicks her out and she's on top of a board while he just like casually pulls out a airboat from his pocket and throws it in the water and like takes off. So Barrett is wait, forgot to Oh, that already triggered. So, I'm gonna be heading back to Seymour because he needs to save his delicate little girlfriend.
Yes, you might wonder why we don't go to Broski, but Broski can surf. Broski cannot swim.
Yeah, that's his thing, is that he
here.
has a surfboard, but he's actually can't swim and is afraid of the water.
But he just takes off.
I know, you tell Seymour that his girlfriend's in trouble, and he's like, I'm out of there. So we go all the way over here, where we watch Seymour with his turtle shell like swim out into the water and push his girlfriend out of the water, and she is safe.
Yay!
I don't know why I thought of, like, you know, when they call out safe in a baseball field. Like, I imagine, like, he pushes her out of the water and Hamtaro and Bijou go, safe!
Safe!
So they're reunited and happy together again. And Seymour's like, I will be protecting you from now on. I will fend ye. Relationship goals right there. Have someone defend ye for you.
Also, you hit all of those rhythm stones already. We solved, we got the big earthquake, which means we solved some kind of puzzle, but there in that pink note's actually the solution to the music there.
Yeah, and you kind of have to pick up this.
Out.
And you kind of have to pick up this note because if you try and go to the area where you would normally find the captain, you can't trigger the dialogue that.
Yeah, the NPC just doesn't show up because the trigger is picking up the note. The trigger's not solving the puzzle. Because that's just how it is.
It's kind of just a really weird trigger, like, and it's kind of like annoying in a speedrun setting because it's like you can't just hit the rocks and like expect that to be progress. Nope, you gotta hit the rocks and pick up that note.
So this is our wayfaring husband who left on the anniversary. And it turns out that the reason why he hasn't come home is he forgot. He forgot to get anything for the anniversary. And now he's too ashamed and doesn't want to go home empty-handed. So he's just not gonna go home. And in fact, since he's also the ship's captain, we're also going to help him not go home by asking us to take us out on a boat ride, a plot-relevant boat ride. But that's the relationship there between our sad Hamtaro, the singing hamster we talked to earlier, was upset because the husband left on their anniversary. It's because he was working and forgot about the anniversary. He just doesn't want to go home because he knows he forgot.
Yeah, and there is an item that you can get on this island that you can give to him to give to his wife, but we will not be doing that in this category.
It's too slow to be helpful for speedrunning purposes.
So we ran into Pashmina and Penelope, but we noticed that they're acting strangely, with Pashmina being a little rough on Penelope, and now Penelope being a little rough on Pashmina. And then we pick up Pashmina's scarf for her, because I guess she's too busy crying to pick it up for herself.
Gotta sniff it first.
Yep.
Make sure it's safe.
And so we tell her, hey, like, wasn't that you in the other area that was picking on Penelope? And she gets even more upset, because she's like, I would never pick on Penelope, how dare you? And that hamster that just went into the place there, don't worry about that hamster. Totally not anybody suspicious.
Not at all.
And so we talked to this hamster, and he's like, you want to enter the hula contest, right? And so...
yeah.
We enter the hula contest. Except we don't actually enter the hula contest, we just get the song so we can go into the room to trigger a cutscene.
Now, if you want it to come back later, you can enter the hula contest. And what the hula contest is a series of... get different songs from the game soundtrack, and you have to... I've got it correctly. You've got to set up your ham chat emotes to properly dance with the music, and you are judged based on the moves and the
yeah. There
timing
is with each rank, there is a specific set of like ham chat words that they want to see in your dance.
Right.
And like with the first one, it's not. I think the only word that they're looking for is I forget what it is, but it's like there's only one word that you need to put in, and basically in the all ham chats category, you would just like set up your dance to where it's like you only replace one certain word, and then the next dance you kind of have to like arrange it a certain way. I think this. Oh no, I remember the second. I don't remember what the word you need for the first rank. The second one you need hula hula, and the third one you need some of the words that you learn from Harmony when you fill up the love meter. And so while we were talking, the two Pashminas are fighting with each other, and so we need to figure out a way for them to figure out who is who. And so we talked to Elderham here. We kind of have to yell at him because Elderham has a tendency to sleep a lot. And he tells us a story about how two mothers like go up to a village elder and they're like, which of us is the best mother for this child? And the elder told them, why don't you tuggy on the child and then you'll find out. And then it's like, okay. I don't question that logic. And so we tell these two Pashminas to that they need to tuggy on Penelope.
Yeah, and it's a play on variable where whichever one of them stops first is going to be the real Pashmina, because they don't want to see Penelope get hurt. So
Yep.
that must be the right one. Oh, that's a very convenient dent in the metal railing there.
Yeah.
Somebody should get to work on that.
Oh, well, Penelope pretty much broke that railing, so... And so, Spat gets taken away by a fish. And Pashmina and Penelope, their friendship is restored. And we learn Snorkly. Which is a word that means deep, so they're basically saying that their friendship is deep.
As deep as the ocean.
Yep.
Deep as scuba diving. But you cannot use that Hamchat to swim. Or dive.
Nope.
Don't,
Unfortunately.
Can't do that.
And so we're going to be returning to the main part of Sandy Bay. But we're not going to be leaving Sandy Bay just yet, because there is a little side thing we need to do in order to learn another word. And that is, we need to play a soccer match. And I say soccer with soccer in parentheses, or not parentheses, quotes, because you'll see in a moment that soccer in this universe doesn't exactly mean what you would assume. And so we talk to the coach and tell him, put me in, coach, we want to play soccer with this pineapple. And yes, the pineapple is the ball.
So if we have any donations, or if you want to talk about the event or the charity while we're playing Pineapple Soccer, is a good time.
Yeah, so if I haven't mentioned it already, we're benefiting Take This. And Take This, their website is takethis.org, which has freely available stories of hope from people who are managing their mental health, as well as articles on mental health issues in gaming culture. And if you'd like to contribute, you can type !donate in chat, and that'll give you the link. And you can put your donation toward incentives, polls. You can just write silly messages that I'm obligated to read. You know, it's a good thing to do, and you should do it.
So, we did a little side thing there where we played soccer, and those two girls from earlier, one of them's like, hey, you want to do us a favor? You want to, like, give this love letter to one of the soccer players? We won't be doing that, but we needed to do that because we wanted to learn ta-da from that particular hamster.
Because you don't hand things over, you have to hand it over while saying ta-da!
Ta-da! Here's a love letter. And so this is going to be the one and only word you'll be learning from Harmony in this run. And that is past chat. And this is going to be important for like some dialogue late game. So now we'll be on our way to the next area, and that is Funland.
Yeah, I'm going to the amusement park.
Which is the shortest area in this speedrun.
And it's also at this point, I started to question, I have not seen not one human being so far in this game. And if you're wondering, we're not gonna see any human beings at any point in this game. But an amusement park is advanced for a hamster-only society. So
Yeah,
I've
no
got
kidding.
some questions about the outside lore of this game that we're just not gonna get answers to.
Yep. Yeah, it's never exactly explained in this particular game, but apparently these hamsters are so advanced they built their own theme park, they built their own haunted house, which we'll be seeing later. But in Rainbow Rescue, it actually has bigger objects and things you would see in the human world.
Yeah.
And so I just dug into the trash there and picked up some trash for a cutscene later, and then made the red ham ranger here angry. Which, yes, you heard that right, red ham ranger, like the Power Rangers. And now we get to play the best minigame, well, the only minigame you ever play in this particular run.
Oh, we'll get to do Scrub E later.
Oh, Scrubby, that's right.
There's at least one other minigame here. I can't remember if there's 3 or not. But there are there's a handful of minigames in this game.
Yeah, I remember now, yeah. So this is like the first of a few minigames we'll be doing throughout the run. This one is the best though. You basically pick up these pieces of paper, or sticky notes as they're called. And each one is worth a certain amount of points. I don't remember like which one is worth how many points, but the white ones are worth the least, and the red ones are worth the most. And so we'll be getting
not the highest score. We're looking for a specific score to get a prize that we need for some plot progression later.
Yep. So the amount we're gonna need to be getting is 600. So when I reach that particular number, I just stop. There we go. And you'll see it if you notice, like there are little timers that drop down. You don't get those because you want the time to run out at a certain point. You don't want the mini game to keep going.
Yeah, and if you actually get too many points, you don't get the green marble. You get what would be a better prize, but something that we can't actually use for our purposes.
And so once we're done with that, we're going to be going up to the Ferris wheel. And we're going to be finding out, oh no, there's something awry at the park. The Ferris wheel's not working. And we won't be seeing the particular cutscenes for the sake of time, but if you had gone further left on the screen like a couple times, you'll notice that all the other rides are not functioning either. Like the teacups aren't working, and the roller coaster doesn't stop. And so we find out that Spat is just poking the control board with this pitchfork thing, which that doesn't seem like a very good way to use a control board. And so this guy's like, hey, can you get the Ham-O-Matic hamster? And we tell him, hey, like, there's trouble in the control room. We need your help. We need your help, Star Fox.
Ham-O-Matic's time to shine. Let's go.
And so we go in to witness the Ham-O-Matic take care of Spat. But there is one little flaw with Ham-O-Matic, and that Ham-O-Matic's only function is Scrubby.
Yes. And there's no trash. There's nothing to scrub here. Everyone's all like, oh yeah, that's kind of a problem, huh?
And so we have the trash. We just need to talk to this hamster here. because this hamster is very irate that all the rides aren't working. And if you had read the dialogue, this hamster would have said, like, Funland more like Lame Land. Then, like, after getting it all off their chest, they go, hey, like, I don't actually want to leave here. To give up would be kind of silly. So now that we have the word for it, we're gonna, just casually throw some trash onto the trash.
Get chucked on.
And then we tell the Hamomatic to take out the trash.
So good.
And because Spat is a big piece of trash, Hamomatic has to bring out the claws in order to do it, and actually flies out of the control room.
See ya.
And comes back like, Scrubby complete. And we learned Tip Top, which is a really cute word. Unfortunately, not a useful word for this run.
Not at all.
Not at all, but it's still a really cute word. And then we see Hamster and Robot unite. Love between a hamster and his robot. And now they're like, hey, let's restore the park back to its former glory.
And also get the roller coaster to stop. Because that sounds dangerous.
Yeah. So yeah, like, we didn't exactly get to see it, because we didn't trigger that cutscene, but Stan and Sandy were stuck on the roller coaster, and so now they're off. And this whole time, Maxwell was just sitting on the bench here reading. Like, he had no idea that all of this stuff was going down. So I pick up these 50 sunflower seeds for later. Yeah, now we're gonna talk to. Now we're gonna talk to Stan here. Oh, forgot you need to use Gatsby and Stan to learn Ham Team. That's what we call this. Everyone here at Speedrun Ragnarok, we call us all a Ham Team. So Stan's like, you're gonna help us take care of Maxwell, and we're like, sure, and he goes, why don't you go take away his book for us? And like, you know what? On second thought, we best be going, so. So, with Funland done, we are going to be moving on to the next area, and that is, Boo Manor. Which, Boo Manor is another really cool area.
Yeah, it's a spooky haunted house, but it's a spooky haunted house you're supposed to go through together. As a couple.
It's for couples only.
Yeah, and Spat famously is
and
not
Spat
a couple.
Gets like uncomfortably close to that hamster for comfort. So that hamster's like, well. And so the gimmick for this area is that it's couples only, and the couples make their way through the mansion to win what's called a spectacular prize. And unfortunately, you need an ID in order to prove that you're a couple, because, it's not enough that you're together.
Nope.
And so we pick up a flyer that says, hey, you're looking for an ID? There's this totally not shady shop up here.
It's an ID card to prove you're a couple.
And an interesting fact about the ID card is that it has the the umbrella symbol, which is a famous symbol you see in Japan for couples.
Where you would put the names of yourself and your significant other under the umbrella.
Yep. Yeah, I never realized that was a thing on the that was on the card until I learned about the umbrella symbol, the umbrella love symbol.
Yeah, I learned about the umbrella symbol from the Mario Kart episode of Boundary Break or I guess the Region Break series on that channel.
So we learned Thumpy, which means to startle. And basically it shows the hamsters having their hard sleep out of their chest, because that makes total sense.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Yeah, you have to be dramatic each time you show something off. You go ta-da! Oops. Forgot I need to go downstairs first.
Yeah, there's a lot to do in Boot Manor.
Yeah, Boot Manor is probably one of the biggest areas in this game where you have so many things you need to do in a specific sequence. And so we find this couple down here, and they're not on good terms, it seems. But we just want to give this guy a spook because we feel like it.
Beep!
And he's like, hey, I had to go pee and I almost had an accident. Yeah, go pee is definitely the mature word. And so now that we learned that, we can go all the way back up to the far right. Because the story of this mansion is that you basically get these these key cards, and they'll give you access to different areas of the mansion. And to start out, you start out with the bronze card, which only gives you access to these 2 rooms. To get to use the elevator, you need to get the silver key, which we'll be doing by defeating this mini-boss coming up. And so we use Go Pee in this mirror and notice that there's something weird going on with the reflection, so we jump into the mirror. It turns out it leads us to this area. We have to defeat this ghost. And this minigame is kind of tedious because you don't really know where he's gonna appear. And you have to
the hitbox is not great.
Yeah. Plus you gotta sticky him right in the beginning, or else it won't have any effect, because it only affects him if you do it while he's cowering.
This is probably a good spot to read donations and talk about the event while we work through this boss fight.
Sure, yeah. So remind everyone that you're currently watching Speedrun Ragnarok, which is presented by the RPG Valkyries, who are an inclusive group of female and femme-leaning speedrunners who all love and run RPGs. If you'd like to join their Discord, please use !Discord in chat. And the Discord is open to everybody, all genders, identities, etc.
There we go. So, I should have stayed to the left, because it seemed like he really liked going left for quite a while there, but we defeated him, and we have our second key card. We gotta pick up this board and make a bridge so we can get across. And a little fun thing about these particular boards that you see, those are necessary for fixing the bridge in Sunny Peak. Which you would, if you went up there right now, you would see a Panda there fixing it.
Oh, that's right. And
Yeah,
lift.
Yeah, in Hall Ham Chats, you would do that in order to learn the word Hamtast. And here's Howdy and Dexter doing what they do best and fight with each other. And apparently they entered here wanting to win the spectacular prize for Pashmina.
Yeah, they were able to get in as a couple, but we weren't. I
Yeah.
didn't think about that till now, but yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah, they were able to get in here without an ID, yet we had to go get an ID. So yeah, Hamspar, which means rival, but it's more like lighting stuff on fire. So, if I remember correctly... Nope, not that room. Oh, right. I remember now. So, I'm gonna go upstairs here. Because I need to make Hamtaro fall down a trap. But first, I need to get rid of this ghost standing or floating in front of the door.
Cute. Only fire can defeat the ghost now.
Oh, I just remembered. I need to do... I remember what I was doing downstairs now. So, there is a room with a fireplace, and when you light it up, these two elder hamster ghosts appear.
Oh, that's right. And unless you thought that the fire was just some pretty pixels or us just like psyching up, you know, whatever. No. It's evidently real fire. Because now there's a real fire in the fireplace.
And so these two elders apparently hate couples. And so we learned no Pookie from one of them. Okay, now we can go upstairs. And that ghost is probably going to be there again, but oh well. Oh, no, he's not. Oh. That seems fine. And so Bijou is left all by herself, so I am going to be taking her downstairs, back to that same room with the two elders. The two totally not creepy elders.
They just want a back massage.
They just want a back massage, that's it. One wants you to knock knock on his back.
That's right. Knock knock.
And the other wants you to pushy on his back. Which these are necessary words in order to progress.
Yep.
I love the shrug emoji.
Cute.
Attack you. And yeah, pushy is going to be an important word for a minigame later as well. Oh, they didn't actually have to do it on him. We just had to learn the word. So, gonna be knocking on this wall. Huh. This wall's making a funny noise.
A punk.
And it turns out to be a revolving wall.
Hamtaro's out.
He is out cold. And so we call over to Hamtaro, trying to get his attention. And now we gotta figure out a way to get them out.
On him, I guess.
And I'll take a moment to look at their expressions here. That completely serious face that Hamtaro has there is really great.
I never looked at those before.
So we're gonna be going over here to the elevator once we get past that ghost cutscene there. And there's these two strong hamsters, and we tell them, we want liberty. Give me liberty.
Liberty.
And they're gonna be heading over to that area. How they know where to go without, like, Bijou telling them, who knows, but they seem to figure it out. They're probably, like, the type of hamsters who've been there for a while, and they're like, oh great, another one fell down the trap again. And so we tell them again, liberty. And the green ham's like, I don't know if I can... I don't know if I can do it. And the pink hamster tries to do it, but fails. And then the green hamster's like, oh, I can't stand you to see you struggle like this. And they manage to open it up, so... The power of love.
Yay!
And the strong couple is united.
I don't even think they were fighting. I think they just fell in love again.
Yep. Also, pay special attention to Hamtaro and Bijou's sprites in this animation. How Hamtaro becomes small and Bijou becomes large, like Hamtaro. It's a neat little touch. And so now we're gonna be doing
time for the next minigame?
Yep. Then we're gonna be doing the second minigame of this run, and that is the Scrubby minigame. And how this minigame works is that you see the three boxes. We're gonna be pushing those boxes towards the ghosts, and when the ghosts are far back, we scrubby the tiles. And I'm gonna be trying my best to do multiple tiles at once, but it's kind of hard when the ghosts like get really close to the boxes. So that's two of those taken care of.
Should be able
Here
to
are
wrap
these
it up
next
from
two.
here.
And that is that minigame done. And we have got our next key card, that is the gold card, which we'll be using to get up to the last floor. But first we need to get these two out of the way. Because they're trying to open an elevator with their strength, but I'm pretty sure no matter how strong you are, you wouldn't be able to open up elevator doors that way.
I always felt like we could have brought them with us in return for them, saving our life. There's room for 4 on this elevator.
Yeah, really. Do you think Hamtaro and Bijou would go like, hey, like, why don't we all go up the elevator? Oh, and, to the musically inclined, you probably hear a certain song playing from, the room there. And so we got Perksy for later. And now we're gonna be, going into the last little room of, Boo Manor. And that's gonna be the quiz room. And, the quiz is pretty straightforward. The ghost Ham is going to ask you, like, a specific set of questions. And it's pretty easy to tell which ones are yes and which ones are no, just from the pictures. And because, like, I've seen those questions so many times, I'm pretty much, like, used to them. Like, he'll ask, like, is this a sunflower? Is this safe for hamsters to eat? He'll ask, like, a chocolate bar, is that safe for hamsters? And the answer is no. Then he asks, like, do hamsters come from eggs? No.
That's my favorite.
And do hamsters eventually become bunnies? No. So we've answered the questions all correctly, and, oh no. It turns out one of those dolls over there was Spat in disguise. Who would have thought? And so Spat appears and starts, annoying the ghost and poking him, even though I'm pretty sure he can't poke a ghost. It would just go right through it. And so we try Flip-Flop, but Spat's not afraid of ghosts, unfortunately. But what he is afraid of is, the one thing that all hamsters hate, and that is cats. And the best part of all this is we saved this hamster's life, and he's like, here, take this as a token of my appreciation. And it's rocks.
So many rocks.
Which in any percent, you don't care about rocks. In the other categories, yep. So we'll be leaving Boo Manor.
I remember correctly, you polished the rocks to get accessories, or you polished them to get...
You polish them to get, like, gems to make accessories.
Yeah.
Which, is a mandatory thing to do for one of the couples. Wildwoods. Alright, I need to... Oh, that's not the way. So this is the second to last area, and that is Wildwoods. And we're going to be going and triggering a cutscene where one of our friends, Cappy, is kind of making friends with Spat, which isn't a good sign.
Well, they both wore hats, you see.
And the funny thing is, Spat promises Cappy to get a cap for him.
The best hat in the whole world.
I love Cappy's impression of Spat. That we unfortunately don't get to see much because I'm spamming through text. But basically what he's saying there is that Spat promised him a new hat, and unfortunately, knowing Spat, that means he is not just gonna go to a store and buy one. And so we gotta head back to Sunny Peak, because there is a certain character that we didn't see before that we're gonna be seeing for the first time in this run, and that is Cedric.
Poor Cedric.
And unfortunately, Cedric is a victim of a house break-in.
They finally ate all the sunflower seeds they could eat.
Yep, they're bloaty now. And so this normally isn't open, and you notice that there's like a hole in the leaves, so it's like, oh, that must be where Cedric lives. And Spat comes flying out, and he acts like he hasn't done anything. Which, when you see someone flying out of a house and like acting natural, you know they're up to something. So. And poor Cedric.
Yeah, so there's poor Cedric, and we haven't seen Cedric before, so you may not realize that Cedric's hat is missing.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
he's
normally
got that
has
on
he
his
normally
head.
has what looks like the top of an acorn for a hat. And so we're gonna be heading all the way back to Wildwoods.
Yeah, because I wonder who we just met 30 seconds ago who's super in that hat, who may have wanted a super cool rare hat like that. I wonder.
I wonder.
Hmm.
Well, what do you know? And so we have to tell Cappy that the hat he has, unfortunately, belongs to someone else, and he can't have it. And he doesn't take this news very well.
There we go. We get to do a multi-room chase down of Cappy.
Oh, right, I forgot I need to trigger this cutscene first.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because you meet Bog. Our good friend Bog.
Bog's great.
And so Bog's thing is that he's trying to capture the hamster that has the hot spring egg. But turns out we don't have that, so... But we ask him to team up with us to capture Cappy. And he's like,
AMT.
bad guys, bad. Must capture. So we're like, okay. So we're gonna be going the other way around to avoid as much of Cappy's animation as possible.
Right, because whenever you run into the room Cappy's in, he's going to play this animation where he's running away from you. So we want him to run away from us into the trap without having to watch that 5 times.
And so Cappy has been captured, and we have to tell him once again, like, hey, you should really give that cat back. The owner is really sad and wants his hat back. And Cappy realizes, oh, okay, I guess I should give it back. And when we tell him that he's really into hats, he goes, I would like to meet him. And so we're gonna be taking Cappy over to see Cedric, where they become BFFs.
It is a super cute acorn hat.
It is. So they said they're gonna have a hat party, and it'll be a hamboree. Hamboree is another really good animation. So a friendship is formed.
Also notice that there's a whole hot springs right there.
So we're gonna take a quick dip into the hot springs.
Yeah.
because we need to get an item from here. And it turns out there's an egg in the hot springs.
And now we've got Bog's favorite thing ever, which is this hot spring egg.
Yep.
And
Which once you give it to Bog, like after you beat the main game, if you visit Bog, he'll actually have a little chickie from that egg. Which is super cute. So we're gonna be oops. Wrong word. So we give him the egg, and he goes, I will teach you a new word. Important word to know, and that is, I forget the word already. We'll probably see it in a moment, though. Clingy, that's what it is. So you're clingy to...
That's right.
Clingy to the vine. So now that we know that...
Yeah, there's been these suspicious music notes here that we can now finally go investigate.
And we'll find out that it's coming from Jingle, who's playing his guitar.
And he's the wedding...
Oh!
I'm gonna say singer.
Yeah, he is the wedding singer.
He's supposed to be at a wedding right now, playing the music.
I realized I
forgot.
forgot.
He's out here chilling out.
I was supposed to go do something before I went over here.
Yeah, we've gotta actually go. See,
we gotta
we
go
know
talk
he's
to the
supposed
elder.
to be at the wedding, but Hamtaro doesn't know he's supposed to be at the wedding.
And so this elder's like, we're waiting for the wedding singer. So now we're gonna be heading back to where Jingle is, and we're gonna be telling them, hey, you're supposed to be going to a wedding. And so after we let him know, he goes, like, thank you for letting me know. With thank you. And I love that he says clingy with a musical note at the end.
Do you need to talk to the professor before the wedding?
No. Professor is, when you need to make the slingshot. Which is going to be necessary to, defeat Spat. And so we go back to the wedding and watch these two hamsters be wed. Or try to be wed. And the way this particular wedding works is that they take a marble and put it in a nest in front of a tree. But unfortunately, you know who has come in and wants to cause mischief once again. And he steals the red marble.
So every time his little icon appears on the map, it gets... There he is. There you go. This one disappears later.
Yep. And so we leave the wedding, and this little prankster here wants to constantly shoot us with the
greatest
shot.
facial expression in the entire game.
Yep.
Look at those eyebrows. And then off they go.
Nope, not there. And so we're gonna be calling out to Spat, and Spat's gonna throw a stick at us, which is kind of rude. And this particular stick is Y-shaped.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. And I'm gonna be getting another item, which is back in the village. I was supposed to get it while I was in the village, but kinda spaced on it.
And we need the second ingredient in our slingshot recipe, which is the big pink rubber band.
And as it turns out, there's a sales ham inside one of these houses, just giving this poor housewife a hard time. And so we're gonna do her a favor and buy the rubber band. And unfortunately, all you get from doing that is her going saying thank you. That's it. No rocks
Yeah, we
or
had that
anything.
Hamtaro already.
So now we're gonna go to the professor, and we're gonna put the two items together.
Bye. There's a Hamtaro game, you have so many questions. There is not one Hamtaro game. There are not two Hamtaro games. There are not even 3 or 4 Hamtaro games. I know of at least 5 Hamtaro games, plus
There are
a
quite a lot,
Hamtaro, a Hamtaro PDA like system, which I think was also for the Game Boy. But there's Hamtaro Ham Hams Unite on the Game Boy Color. There's this game which is Hamtaro Ham Ham Heartbreak. There's also Hamtaro Rainbow Rescue. There is Hamtaro Wake Up Snoozer on the PC, which is an edutainment game. And then there is Hamtaro. There's the one where they're doing the Olympic events, and I can't remember the name of it off
Ham
the top
Ham
of my head.
Games, yeah.
Ham Ham Games, yes.
And there are at least like 5 DS games as well.
Oh, that's right. All the DS games.
So yeah, this series got quite a lot of games. Even though the series itself kinda unfortunately died off. Well, not really died
And they were
off,
all
but
a
like,
lot of fun, and they're all very well made. I know Shigeru Miyamoto was involved in, I think, this one and Ham Hams Unite. I don't know how many games in the series he was involved in, but Nintendo brought their A-list talent for these games.
yeah, for this game and Ham
Hams
Hams Unite, it was like an in-studio developer for Ham Ham Games and Rainbow Rescue. It was actually Alpha Dream, which Alpha Dream was known for doing the Mario and Luigi games as well. Oh yeah, and Spat's getting, like, eaten by a crocodile. Don't worry about it. So we get the red marble back. And now we gotta give it back to the wedding, but the quickest way to do this is try to leave, and the couple's like, hey, looks like you got the red marble back. Let's head back to the wedding. And basically that saves having to, like, go up to the elder and do the whole ta-da thing in order to show him that you got the red marble back. And so we see how this wedding works. They take the red marble, stick it in a nest in front of a large tree, the Great Deku Tree. Great Deku Tree blesses their wedding, and they live happily ever after.
Yes, that very, 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 very important red marble that symbolizes their love and the marriage, and maybe the blessing of the Great Deku Tree of their love and their marriage. That we went through all that work to go get that marble back, specifically for the ceremony. But we need it, so we're just kind of gonna take it.
Yeah, after all that's done, we're gonna be like, hey, we need that marble.
Yeah, because we need it more than your marriage needs it, I guess. Hey,
the wedding's done, so they don't really need it anymore.
That is quite a funky dance. I never really paid attention to it before.
Oh yeah, the elder hamster dance. So, if I recall correctly. Yep. So we're gonna be doing a little side quest now into Sunny Peak.
Because now we've got 3 different colored marbles. We've got red, green, and blue. We've got the RGB trinity of marbles. These are no ordinary marbles.
And I realized there was an item that I was supposed to buy much earlier, and then forgot, but it's okay.
Yeah, we have to go buy the NPC anyway. I don't think it'll cost. Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, there is a sales ham inside the cave still that sells an oil can, so I need to grab that because we need to use it on this lever in the main area. Because if we leave that lever as it is, the mine part will just go right back to that area. And I love the way oil can was spelled there. Like, it was literally all one word. Oil can. You've got an oil can. So now we're going to be using oil can on this lever. Then we're going to be heading up to the top, where there is a minecart that also needs to be oiled.
Yeah, because now we're going a little bit of treasure hunting. So we needed to change the path of said minecart so we can end up where the other treasure hunters are.
Yep.
Now let's see what we find, because DreamTora, not necessarily known as a treasure hunting, puzzle adventure kind of game where you go and find all these rare relics. Usually it's sunflower seeds and rocks and stuff like that. DreamTora does not like precursors, evidently.
These 2 hamsters are gonna be like, we are looking for rocks to rub, which rub is the word for, like, polishing the rocks. And fun fact is that once you, pick up some rocks, I think is when, you actually unlock one of the rooms in the clubhouse that lets you do the rub.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna be putting the marbles in here. And, you might notice this item already looks a little familiar. Like a certain other item. like a certain
It's got
other
like
item
a-
in another
a hilt and
Nintendo
everything.
game.
It's stuck in a rock with, three pieces of power we need to put in it to get the thing out. Is this the... It can't be. That's a totally different game series. This can't be the Master Sword.
It's the Master Spoon.
Ah!
So now that we got the Master Spoon, and we got the almost Zelda jingle there, we're gonna be heading back to the professor, because as it turns out, he is missing an item for an important invention of his.
This may cause a bit of I don't know if argument's the right word. This may cause some discussion in chat, shall say. It looks like yeah, we do need the spoon for this invention. And that the big red arrow, sorry.
It's so good. It's like reminding you, hey, this here, you need this. This is a spoon.
But the next place we're going to is a castle, and the castle, obviously, you might imagine, has these gigantic walls, and we can't get the drawbridge to come down. So our only option is to go over the gigantic walls. And, there's a couple of ways to do that. We could, build some wings or something and fly over. We could ask our crow friend from the first Hamtaro, well, I guess the game before this one, to fly us over it. But no, instead we're going to have the professor here finish his invention, which is a very, very heavy catapult. Though some may say it's a trebuchet, or some may say one is better than the other.
It's
Whatever
the
it is,
Hamapult.
the Hamapult. Oh, that's true. It's the Hamapult, which just trumps all the other options, obviously.
And so the inventor and his wife were having a moment there, being all lovey-dovey. And so we're pretty much approaching the end game, where we're gonna be going into the last area using this particular item. And we're gonna be confronting Spat and all that good stuff. So, in the meantime, while I'm, going through this whole, getting to the last area and going all through all the different ham chats, this would probably be a good time for donations or talking about the marathon.
Absolutely.
That sounds great. We have a $5 donation from Happy by 3 saying, I just started learning this game, so I'm obligated to donate with some luck P for the runner. Less than 3.
Perfect. Yeah. I highly encourage anyone who is interested in this game that they check it out. And if they like it, if they really like it, to maybe learn the speedrun, because it's actually not too hard to get into speedrun-wise. There's lots of tutorials online and guides, all that good stuff. And so we did all the ham chats that were available to us. And Bijou was like, if only we had something to get us over the drawbridge. And so
If
only there was an item like this here catapult or hamapult. And so we're gonna be telling the inventor, hey, we need to borrow your hamapult. And he's like, sure thing. And all three of us, or two of us, I should say, because it's mainly him and Hamtaro pushing this thing. Bijou just follows them. And they somehow get it all the way to Spat Tower, like that. And so now we're gonna get on the Hamapult. And you might be wondering, how do you activate said Hamapult? Well, by pressing the button, of course. Or using sticky on the button. So we fly over the drawbridge and witness this little cutscene here where Spat and his lackey are like having a conversation, and this lackey here, Graham, as we'll probably call him because he doesn't really have a name, he is unwillingly helping Spat because, as we'll find out, like his girlfriend is being held hostage. And now we're going to be doing this slide puzzle because everybody loves slide puzzles.
So much.
And this slide puzzle could either be kind of a nightmare to do, or it could be really easy depending on like what position you start with. I tend to try to start with the bottom, bottom left, so that way like I could get it correct every time. If you try to start at any other position, you'll probably run into like kind of like get yourself in an unwinnable position. But it's kind of like all you have to do if you get into a position like that is kind of like hit the button again, like leave the area and come back, and it'll be all reset for you. And so now that that's done and the bridge is down, we're going to be going in here. And we're hearing some mysterious noises coming from this room. So we're just going to take a listen. And it sounds like someone is screaming out for help.
Help me, help me. Eek, help, oh gosh. That sounds really bad.
It sounds really, really bad. So we tell this hamster here, and he goes, "Yep, that's my girlfriend. She's been locked up there by Spat, and that's the reason why he's helping Spat." But we tell him, "Don't worry, we'll help you gain your liberty." And that's how we get him to step out of the way so he could go confront Spat. So Spat's like, "Hey, how'd you get here?" And he goes, "Never mind, I'm gonna bring out the ultimate weapon, the Haminator 3000, or whatever it's called. I know it's Haminator something. Yep, it's Haminator 3000.
It's definitely not the final boss from that one game of Kirby Superstar. It's definitely not that.
Definitely not. And so we try to ham-scope Spat's robot. Unfortunately, a little tiny rock isn't going to do much damage, so we automatically get kicked out. And so we're like, hey, like, this is kind of a... We're in kind of a pickle here, and that hamster casually mentions, "Oh, I know, Harmony has something called a love shot." And so we're gonna be going to see Harmony. And we're gonna be acting like we're gonna be giving up. Like, this is way too hard for us, Harmony, and I don't know if we could do this. But Harmony doesn't take that too well. And after we explain, that, like, we had heard through the grapevine that love shots were a thing, she goes, "Oh, love shots, I know." And she takes a peek at your love meter, like, for some reason, and, gives you the love shots, because I guess she wants to make sure that you have a strong enough meter for the love shots.
Yes, if there's not enough love in the world, the love shot won't work.
Yep. Gotta
That's
have...
why we have to save everybody's friendships and relationships.
Yep. And so, with the love shot in hand, we are going to be doing the final confrontation with Spat. And, this boss has 3 different attacks. He could do the laser, he could do the tornado, and he just has a phase where... Oh, Bijou got fried. Where he opens his mouth. The phase where he opens his mouth is what we want to see. And I was a little too late for that.
Yeah,
The tornado you want to avoid at all costs, because the tornado will send you all the way back outside. Oops. I am bad at aiming.
Yeah, what really makes this difficult is you could pull the menu up and start to aim early, hoping that he'll just open his mouth. If he throws a tornado at you, you're definitely gonna get hit, because then there's no way you're gonna close the menu and dodge in time. That's really what you're stuck with. Is
the tornado is honestly the scarier attack to see, because you'll get sent back outside. By the way, the time is not coming up just yet. Time is actually going to be when the screen fades out to white after you talk to Harmony. But in the meantime, I'm going to be just going through a bunch of cutscenes here. But Spat is pretty much defeated. Spat's not going to cause us problems anymore. All hamster love is safe. Cooey means I'm cool. So... And he just flies off the screen, never to be seen again.
Yep.
And... time.
Nice.
And that is Hamtaro Heartbreak 80%. We get to see these lovely credits where Hamtaro and Bijou dance on top of a heart. What's funny is, in the credits, you see them use ham chat words we don't even learn in 80%, so...
Right.
Like that one where they do the peace sign, that's one of the ones you learn from Harmony when you get to like a certain... I think it's either the third or fourth threshold in the love meter. But yeah, like that. I don't have much else to say other than like I highly recommend everyone check out this game, play it, and if you want to learn the speedrun, there are at least a few interesting categories that you could learn. I highly recommend starting with any percent because it's the shortest, and learning the other ones. There is all loves, which exactly as it says on the tin, you learn you save all the couples. And there is also all ham chats, which is basically the category right before 100%. It actually used to be 100% a long time ago until they created 100% where you actually make all the, or actually get all the accessories,
right,
and such. So I will be learning the other categories at some point, because like learning all ham chats and all loves would probably be really cool.
And if you thought this game was cheap, but you're looking for maybe something with less dialogue and more like mini games and action like that, Ham Games is basically Hamtaro's version of Mario Sonic at the Olympic Games, where you go through a bunch of different Olympic events. And then there's also Rainbow Rescue, where I don't know that speedrun. I don't know if that speedrun will skip most of the mini games, but for casual players, at least, it has a ton of cute mini games to play.
There are categories. Well, there's two like different categories where one you skip mini games and another is you do all the mini games. There's like no in between of skipping mini games, so it's either you have to do all the mini games or you have to skip all the mini games, which For me, like, I am going to be learning Rainbow Rescue eventually. I'll definitely be doing the one where you have to do all the mini games because I feel like that game without all the mini games just seems kind of pointless.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bit of a dry spew. That's why I didn't when I was playing through these. That's why I didn't bother picking on one because I was like, I know we're just gonna end up finding a way to skip. You'll have enough of the item that lets you skip mini games. We're probably gonna have enough of them where you don't have to do any of these. I was like, that's just not fun. But if other
No,
people are doing
with
all
how mini
skip.
games are skipped in Rainbow Rescue, you get these items called walnuts from
Yeah.
talking to Jingle, and you use the walnuts to skip all the mini games. So it's basically you're going to trigger the cutscenes and you use a walnut like several times during those cutscenes. Or not cutscenes, during the the menu that talks about the mini game.
Yeah, the Hamtaro series is a lot of fun, whether you're playing through casually or you're looking for a new and different speed game. The series as a whole really does have a ton to offer. And I know sometimes these licensed games are a little hit and miss, where sometimes maybe they're so bad they're good, but that's not the case with these. These are games they're just good and fun. With cute sprite work and big happy cute sprites and animations. They're really well made and they're a lot of fun, so definitely check them out.
Yeah, I highly recommend check them out.
All right, yeah, GG. That was really fun to see. I think just really adorable and